Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Adam over here at Gainesville Health Fitness, and today I'm really excited to launch a new series of videos we're going to be doing touching on some of the most common fitness myths that we hear here at the gym. Another really common one that we hear a lot here is that this idea that deep squats are somehow bad for the knees, and people will typically cite two different reasons for this line of thinking, sometimes both. One is this idea that extreme range of motion when loaded at the knee is somehow bad for the knee. And the other one we hear a lot is when you do a deep squat, your knee tends to pass forward over and beyond the toes, and somehow the thinking is that this is bad. But let's break this down a little bit. What we know from a couple of different anatomical studies is that when we get down into a deeper squat and that knee starts to bend more and more and more, the tendons in the muscle around the knee create like a wrapping effect. They create a really solid supporting tension around the joint. So in actuality, the deeper you get into your squat or the deeper you go into your available range of motion, it seems like you might actually have more support there than if you were to do a slightly less range of motion. The other thing is this idea of the knee passing out in front of the toes. Biomechanically, it's kind of designed to do this. Anytime you go to load the body from the top down and you go through a deep range of motion, your knee has to pass through that range of motion. Let me give you a very good example. If I go to do a full range of motion squat for me, you'll notice that as I descend, my knees track forward so that they're out in front of my toes a little bit. I'm balanced, this is how I do my squats, and everything feels really good here. But in order for me to get into this position, my knee has to get out in front of my toes a little bit. And it's not just for squats, this actually applies to a lot of stuff. If I was to do a lunge, you might notice I'm in a very similar orientation on this leg. Knee has to slide a little bit forward. Same thing could also be said for a fairly large step up. Let's say you're hiking and you go to take a big step. When you go to load and balance over that front leg, knee's going to track forward as you go to stand up. Now, when it comes to deep squats, if your knees or really any part of your body isn't used to that range of motion, particularly under load, it is possible you may feel some discomfort in that area. If it feels like a mild discomfort, then you want to ease into it. You don't want to dive in head first. So limit your range of motion, train your available, comfortable range of motion first, and if all that tissue is healthy, then more range of motion should come in time. If you're feeling pain, there could be 101 different reasons as to what could be causing that pain, so that's a really good sign to maybe go check with your physical therapist to get a more specific diagnosis as to what might be bugging you. Once again, guys, my name is Adam over here at Gainesville Health Fitness. Hopefully we were able to clear a few things up for you today. Have fun in your next workout.